thank you very much, John, and thank you to the Cornerstone Group for inviting me to talk about my favourite subject, which is essentially how evil and insane the Green is. I was very encouraged yesterday, I don't know about you, by Theresa May's speech on the EU yesterday. I think you all know the wonderful thing that she did. She axed the Department of Energy and Climate Change. How good was that? Future generations are going to be gobsmacked by the hubris, the arrogance, and the sheer absurdity that any government, let alone a government in the early 21st century when it was supposed to be quite clever and developed, could have conceived of having a department dedicated to something called climate change. Climate change. It happens. It has happened for the last 4.5 billion years. Most of it without any human input. The idea that the British government should establish a ministry partly charged with trying to deal with global climate as though there was some kind of temperature knob that they could twist is just unscientific and bonkers beyond measure. One of the things that we Conservatives are often accused of being is of being anti-science and anti-environment, as though we don't care. Only the left and the Greenies and Liberal Democrats, I suppose, if they're still a thing. We are heartless free marketeers who just want to destroy the planet, don't give a damn about future generations. This is nonsense. We're Conservatives. Conservation is built into our very name. There's a very good book I read recently by a naturalist. Oh, there's Owen ringing. Tell him he's missing my speech. Owen, you are I'm in the middle of my speech now. Everyone's listening rapt, and you are not. And I even built in some badger jokes with reference to you. That was the former Secretary of State for the Environment, was it? I was reading this book by a great naturalist called B.B. I don't know if you've read any B.B. This particular book was the story of the Pytchley fox, which is quite interesting because I used to hunt with the Pytchley before my family banned me from doing so because I had a hunting accident. What's clear reading that book is I think an essentially conservative understanding of the natural world, which is that the natural world is a managed natural world. When you look at the English landscape, which I think is the most matchlessly beautiful in the world, you look at the stone walls and the hedges. Now, it would have been more economic to replace these hedges and stone walls with barbed wire. Well, why did we keep them? Well, partly for aesthetic reasons and partly because hedges and stone walls are much more fun to jump over. If you look at the Bible, God put us in charge of all the other animals are there for our kind of amusement and delectation to eat, obviously. Sometime during the 20th century, there was a shift in the nature of textbooks on science, the way that animals were written about. Nature was something to enjoy being among, to appreciate for our pleasure. Now, children are taught about nature through this filter of guilt and misanthropy. What's happened is that environmentalism has become a substitute religion. We have symbols in the new religion. In the old religion we had crucifixes. In the new religion we have wind turbines, or as I call them, bat-chomping, bird-slicing eco-crucifixes. In this religion we have prophets, or rather false prophets, like the Prince of Wales, who in 2009 warned us we only had 100 months left to save the world. We have rituals. The obvious one is recycling. If you've seen Toy Story 3, there's a machine that does all that automatically. One of the depressing things about this green religion is that it's amazing how few people actually question it. One of the jobs about being a conservative, one of the reasons we're better than the enemy, is that we believe in something called empiricism. Don't let people get away with the sustainability nonsense. Don't let them get away talking about carbon dioxide as if it were a pollutant, because it's not. We are in the grip of green madness, and it has become the new religion of our times, and as rational beings we should oppose it. Thank you.